Hi, I'm Coach Alex Gentry. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about self-control, and I have a couple of quotes that I want to share with you on the topic. The first one is a quote by Napoleon Hill, and Napoleon Hill said, "It is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind." Let positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. And the second quote is a proverb that says, "The vexation or the frustration of a fool is known at once, but the prudent ignores an insult." So when you have things happen in life, things that wear you down, the trials of life, the difficulties, the hoops that you have to jump through in order to get done the things that you have to get done, you're going to have certain responses to those things. Reactions are emotional and usually are born out of frustration, anger, resentment, these sorts of things. So when this proverb says the vexation of a fool is known at once, in other words, the frustration of a foolish person is immediately evident. They act out. They act out in a negative way. They act out with an outburst of anger and other sorts of ways. And it says, but the prudent ignores an insult. So a wise person who's secure in himself, a wise man who's secure in himself, can hear somebody say something negative or derogatory about him, and he'll just he's not going to allow it to affect him. He's not going to allow that any of his energy or power. So somebody can say something about you, but that's really more of a reflection about them than it is you. And you have to look at them and you have to understand that the things that they're saying and the behavior that they're exhibiting is who they are. And it has nothing at all to do with you. So you can easily ignore an insult. You can ignore an insult if somebody throws one at you, and then you can move on in that if you continue to engage that individual beyond the insult and stay focused on the exact topic that's at hand. So giving into an insult and allowing that to have some sort of emotional effect on you will do nothing for you but drag you down. Don't let the frustrations in life wear you down and tear you down. I saw a story on Twitter. It was pretty bad. It was this teenager who was about 6'2", over 200 pounds, had his stitch device taken from him by a teacher. He followed the teacher out into the hallway, pushed her to the ground, got on top of her, and started punching her in the head. He hit her several times. He had to be taken off. It took 3 other teachers to drag him off of her. He was so out of control. No self-discipline, no self-control whatsoever in this individual. And he'll be spending time behind bars, you can guarantee that. I'm pretty sure it's a federal crime to punch a teacher. But this is not just specific to one person. Everywhere on social media, look, you see emotionally uncontrolled men in all sorts of dynamics. Anger, frustration, resentment. Their relationships have ended, so they act out against their former girlfriends or wives. If you were to Google how many times, if you were to Google ex-husband kills wife, ex-boyfriend kills ex-girlfriend, these sorts of it's all over the place. Weak, emotionally unstable men are a plague on society. They're a plague. Their behavior is run amok, and I don't know where this comes from. I can't imagine how so many people have never learned self-control in their entire life. What have they been learning? Have they been totally void of learning anything about self-control and self-discipline? It's unfortunate, but it happens all the time, over again, over and over again. It really needs to come to a stop, and that's why I'm talking about it, because I want people to be aware, not only just of what's going on with others in this regard, but in and of yourself in this regard, because that's where that's where the transformation needs to happen in the individual. So in the individual that hears this, or in an individual that you may know who you could share this with, listen, self-control, especially for a man, is imperative. Imperative. A man must not be led by his emotions. He must not fly off the handle. He must not be one who's given to outbursts of rage, because this can happen very easily. It can happen very easily, and it does, and it happens over and over again. You have to make sure that when situations arise that task you, that you are focused on a logical and reasoned response, rather than just allowing the emotion that arises in you to have preeminence. You can't allow it, because there's no doubt that you will have emotions. They'll rise up. You might feel surges of energy and anger, and these will come up in you. But you have to be able to control them. If you can control yourself, then you've learned the greatest strength. It doesn't take that much to subdue somebody else, but to subdue yourself and to bring your own being under subjection, that's when you become a master. That's the ultimate experience of being able to control yourself as a person. Once you can control yourself as a person, your life becomes a much more full and dynamic life. You shed off all of the number one, you're going to get rid of all the stress and the rage and the anger and the destructiveness it does to your body and to your mind. You're not going to have to worry about harming others. You're not going to have the effects of you're not going to experience the shame that you'll feel after the experience as well. Because typically what happens is, if a man rages, he gets angry and he rages, after that rage is over, he's going to feel shame. He'll feel shame about the way he's behaved, if he has any sort of conscience at all. He's going to understand, why did I do that? Why did I have such an outburst? I feel so stupid right now. I feel so embarrassed, and this sort of thing. You can give yourself a break. Cut yourself some slack. Learn how to control yourself. Controlling yourself is mastery. It is. It's becoming a master. Too many people, far too many people, are out of control. They don't control themselves and they harm others. That's not the kind of life you want to live. You want to be in absolute control of yourself, control of your emotions. You want to make sure that you live a life that is respectful of others, even those who do not respect you. Because you're not going to lower yourself to their level. You're going to rise above it. You're going to move beyond it, and you're going to leave them where they are. They are where they are because that's where they deserve to be. Let them remain. And if they don't, and they want to get better, and they want to do better, they will. They will find a way. They will come across a video like this, or they'll come across another video. They'll begin to learn. They'll learn, and they'll get the messages. If you're getting the messages, you can share that message, pass it on. But self-discipline and self-control for a man is imperative. It must be done. There must not be any other idea about it not being done. It is the most important thing you can do as a man, is learn to control your emotions and your behavior.